Hello traders, welcome to another Trade Your Way video. This one is going to be on the euro dollar. I just wanted to share my analysis because it's actually in a potentially good place right now to make its next move. So without further ado, let's have a little quick look, starting with the monthly chart. So this is the monthly. You can see that over the last so many months, going back to March 2015, even March this year, last year, where we had the coronavirus move, so you see the volatility stabbed down to this zone. So tested this area 1, 2, 3, 4 times over the last 5 years. So then from there we launched and we've been going strong to the upside. A very pronounced bullish monthly candle here, which was July last year, very strong move, and then it consolidated for about 4 or 5 months around that 61.8. And then we've kind of just stalled again at 76.4 for a couple of months. So from the 764, now that it's made this move, because I always felt that we had scope for this to get up. I mean, it did a perfect pullback to the 50% before launching itself up, and then it stalled here. I always felt that this was a good upside target, and I did share this target, 121.67, 121.67. So it's done that. So let's drill down and see exactly what it's going to do next. In terms of previous structure, could drop back below that 76.4, and if it does that, start looking for 120 round number before potentially finding some support. Good support here from a monthly point of view before launching up and finishing a move to 125 at least. So 125.60 being the upside level. Let me just show you that in a little bit more detail. So this is the weekly chart, and you can see the way that the price is has played out along that 618, dancing on there, and then it steps up again, and then it's dancing on that 76.4. But really, I expected a few weeks ago for it to break, and for whatever reason, it just didn't find the traction to go. And you see these huge wicks, huge pin candles. They just what do they call that? A tweezer top. You know, it just failed for whatever reason this month, which I just thought was a little bit. I was trying to understand, you know, what is this to do with the dollar? And of course, we did have some dollar strength off the back of a lot of dollar weakness. We did finally see some dollar strength, and we saw that reflected across the board, really, on the Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, pound dollar, etc. You know, even the dollar CAD, dollar yen. We were looking at some dollar strength coming in, so we did see a bit of a reaction, which is fine. It could be a relief rally, or it could be some sort of just, you know, corrective market impulse because of all the news and hype. You know, when the media gets involved and you start hearing about dollar weakness, and you start hearing them predict that the dollar is going to go down to whatever level, it's at that point you really need to kind of just step aside, because what has actually happened is dollar's done the opposite. It's gained on that momentum. So you imagine how many people have tried to jump in thinking that they're going to see dollar weakness, only to get chopped up and lose money because it was dollar strength. So I think once it's done that, what we call that liquidity grab, that pullback, if it can hold here with the support, then we're going to continue to go long. So just to show you this again, focus on this region, have a look here on the daily. So that's the daily candle, daily chart, and you can see I've just highlighted that area where we've kind of just been bouncing around, dipping below, dipping above the 76.4 of the bigger picture, and we have a sort of a head and shoulders formation. So it can go one of two ways, but it's ready to make a move. I feel it can either break this little trend line that I've drawn, break the trend line and drop to 120. So, you know, just curl over and just do a nice little sell off, and you know, you're not going to worry about which way it goes, are you? At the end of the day, you're going to make some money either way, but just wait and just watch and just see, you know, if it does this, if it breaks this trend line area and then just does that straight down, and we'll look to feel what they call the imbalance, and this head and shoulders formation will play out, and that's a very likely move down to about 120. Previous structure coming back down into that zone. Nice move. Alternatively, if it breaks the upper trend line, then of course you're going to get some sort of power move like this, which, you know, comes up, I'd say 76.4% of this range, just to give you some idea of what I look for. So a breakout, which would then be very much about focusing on this double bottom being support, which looks really healthy. It's a good area of support. And then what we would do, we want to get our fibs, and we just basically want to take that high, which is at around 123.49, so 123.50. That last low, which is at 120.53, so 300 pip range, so nice precise range as well. And we want to say, okay, it's done the first pullback, which was cool. So we had momentum. This is a momentum strategy, MT strategy. It bounced, and we had the momentum still keeping us very much in the bearish downtrend. So we had the bounce down and a 382 pullback, so 38.2 pullback. That's the kind of pullback I would expect. A small pullback because the momentum is still bearish and it's still very much wanting to curl over. So big move down and a small pullback to give us some MT strategy to do a nice double bottom. So that's quite nice. And bearing in mind this is a daily chart, so these this is day by day. So these are quite big candles, quite big movement. But yeah, it's going to do one or the other. If it does that to the downside, I've given you the target. If it breaks this area, you can see trend line, perfect trend line structure at the moment. Trend line resistance, break of this, and we're going to go 50, 61.8, and then up to the 76.4. Which gives us 122.79.7, so 122.80. Now I know that the euro dollar likes the 20 number, which it's resting around at the moment, 121.20, and I know that it likes the 80 number, so 122.80. That gives us scope to the upside of about 100, 140, 150 pip move. That's quite a nice T1. So just wanted to share that with you because it just sits pretty for me at the moment on the high time frames. You know, it just looks good, and I just think, right, it's consolidating at previous structure. It's considering its options, and this price is slowly starting to get squeezed, and it's going to do one or the other, either break short or break long. So keep an eye on it. Put some alerts down here around 121.10 or somewhere like that, 121.20, maybe 121. Set some alerts up here around 121, I don't know, 121.50, 121.70, somewhere like that. And obviously then if you see a bit of a pump on a smaller time frame, like a 15-minute and a 5-minute chart, expect it to make a break for it and make a play. At the moment it's not really doing anything, and I thought I'd share it with you on Friday afternoon, end of the month, because I don't expect this to do anything now, but it's ready and it's primed for its next move. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to share this with you guys, and hopefully, it'll be of value to you. Now, I've left all my links on this video, so you can get in touch with me at any time. If you have any questions, please get in touch and ask me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I just plan on using it this year to really ramp up content and hopefully put stuff out there that you might find useful, little nuggets of information. Okay, thanks very much for listening, and enjoy your weekend.